Hello, today we are reading Showdown with Big Eva. Connect across texts. In Jump Away, Fenny figures out how he will deal with a threat from Mike. In this personal narrative, a student tells how she dealt with a bully. This is a personal narrative. The author, Layla Ali, became a professional boxer like her famous father, Muhammad Ali. So here's our main character. Her name is Layla. Her father is a very, very famous boxer. You might have heard of him. His name is Muhammad Ali. All right. Whoop, here we go. I saw my sophomore year as a new beginning. I was looking forward to going to a new high school and was happy to be starting out fresh. I even got a new hairdo. A short cut that made me feel more mature. It was a clean look. I was looking for a clean start. My older sister Hannah and my best friend Alice had been going to Hamilton High, where they seemed to be having fun. I knew there were cliques, but I figured I'd find my own place. I was at Alice's house a month before school started when I felt the first twinge of trouble. Alice was on the phone with a girl reputed to be the roughest sister at Hamilton. For some reason, this girl had attitude about me and was talking mess. She was telling Alice how she had every intention of kicking my butt. If she's talking about me, I said, let her say it to me. I got on the phone. I hear you think you're all that, said the girl I'll call Big Eva. I don't think anything. Well, don't think you can just stroll over to Hamilton and be cool, because you can't. I don't want you there. If you show up that first day, I'll whoop you. Tell you what, I said. Not only will I show up that first day, but I'll personally come over and introduce myself to you. That way, you don't have to go looking for me. You don't know who you're talking to. I'm talking to anyone. And with that, I hung up the phone in her ear. Looking at this picture, this is Hannah Ali, and Muhammad Ali, the famous boxer, is in the middle. And Layla, so this is our main character. This photo was taken many years after Hannah and Layla met Big Eva. So this is after they've finished high school. When the first day of school came around, I was ready. Because Hannah had preceded me at Hamilton, no one quite knew what to make of me. Hannah was sweet. I was fire. Hannah was friendly. I was reserved. I gave off a don't mess with me vibe, and I wasn't interested in joining any clique. I've always gone my own way. Alice and Hannah were my only friends, and that was enough. In fact, I was with Alice and Hannah when I had my first encounter. We were heading towards the school's main entrance. A group of 7 or 8 tough-looking girls were hanging out at the steps. They all had attitudes. The biggest among them had a deep cut across her face. I wouldn't call her pretty. That's Big Eva, whispered Alice. I had figured as much. I walked over to Big Eva and stood right in front of her, toe to toe. I'm Layla. Big Eva started rolling her neck, chewing gum and scowling like she wanted to fight. I still didn't know why, and I didn't care. I wasn't budging. I told you I'd introduce myself, I said, so here I am. Girl, she said, you don't know who you're messing with. Her girls closed ranks and started moving in on me. I still didn't budge. That's when the bell rang. After school, said Big Eva, I'll be looking for you. I'll save you the trouble. I'll meet you right here. Word got out. The whole school was buzzing with anticipation. Big Eva, who wouldn't back down, and Layla Ali, who wouldn't be intimidated, were going head to head. When the final bell rang at 3:30, I was on the back steps, waiting for Big Eva, with the crowd gathering round. Everybody wanted action, and I was ready for whatever. When Eva didn't show up, I was half relieved, half disappointed. I started walking to Taco Bell, and a large group walked with me. After a few steps, I looked across the street and saw Big Eva and her girls heading for the same place. A large group also trailed them. It was a scene straight out of Greece. When we got to Taco Bell, I ordered, then found a seat on the table at one side of the restaurant. Eva's gang sat on the other. I wasn't sure what she wanted to do, but I was going to let her make the first move because she was the one who had a problem with me. Hannah, Alice, and I sat there for a good half an hour. By then, the place was packed with Hamilton students waiting for a brawl. I felt 100 eyes on me, but I just sat and ate my taco. When I was finished, I got up, slowly walked past Eva's table, and without saying a word, dumped my garbage in the trash. Eva kept rolling her neck, but she never made a move. Nothing happened until the next day. I was in the girls' room when Big Eva showed up. "You're all show and no go," she said. "Fine," I said. "Let's go." She shoved me hard. I shoved her back. And just as we were about to get cracking, a teacher walked through the door. A few seconds later, we were both sitting in the principal's office. The principal started a long speech about the futility of fighting. I interrupted her. "Look," I said directly to Big Eva, "I'm not interested in fighting. I never was. I just wasn't about to be bullied." "What makes you think you can go around here bullying everybody?" I expected Big Eva to start talking more mess. Instead, something amazing happened. Big Eva started crying. I mean, big tears. Maybe it was because the door was closed and we were alone in that office. Maybe it was because she'd been holding it in so long. Or maybe because she sensed that I wasn't really angry at her. Whatever the reason, in between tears, she let loose all the reasons she'd been acting the bully. All her tears and fears came spilling out. How she hated being overweight, how she felt ugly inside, how she never got any attention at home, how the only way she beat back bad feelings was by intimidating others, how deep down she really hated herself, and the ugly front she had created to scare off the world. I was shocked by Big Eva's gut-honest revelations, and also moved, so moved that I shed a few tears myself. I knew she was being honest. I could feel all the hurt this girl had suffered. I even put my arms around her and let her cry in my arms, both of us sobbing. Two girls who 20 minutes earlier were ready to fight now were acting like long-lost sisters. It was crazy, but in its own way, it was beautiful. I'm not saying Big Eva reformed and joined Girl Scouts, but the chip was off her shoulder. From that day on, Big Eva and I were cool. All right, that's the end of our story. Here we have a timeline of Layla Ali's life. So she was born in Miami Beach, Florida on December 30th, 1977. Here's a picture of little baby Layla with her very famous boxing father, Muhammad Ali. And then in the autumn of 1993, she meets Big Eva. And in October 1999, she has her first professional fight as a boxer. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and that's all.